up here. It already had fiberglass doors and stuff on it, so the car was pretty light to begin with. And over the years, I've just made the car extremely lighter and lighter and lighter as I got fatter to offset the beard.
Gabe Schroeder had a primered gray 2-lane blacktop style 55 Chevy. Whoa, that was cool. and I ran into Schroeder and Enns in the side of the road somewhere, and they had eaten a cam lobe and a pair of lifters, and they tied them up and ran it on 7 cylinders to finish. And I thought, these are the coolest dudes I've ever seen in my life. I want to do what they're doing. And so all of a sudden, my street car, I just lost my mind and kept doing things to make it faster.
Don't get electrocuted tonight to be on this live stream.
Yeah, as long as so our problem right now is Tony Angelo bought an RV that somebody stripped down and reskinned in sheet metal, and it's like a doomsday machine. I'll show it to you real quick, and then you can boot me off if you want. But we're in a big metal box.
What is that?
Yeah, that's like a 77 Dodge motorhome that is now all steel.
Yeah, that's my old 54. My great-grandparents bought that car new, and I've had it since a little before high school and drove it all through high school, and it's definitely gone through a lot of changes in its life. Went from a 235 inline 6 car to small block car to Pro Street at one point, and then turboed LS, gasser, and hey, it's been all over the map.
Right. Welcome to episode 113 of the Drag Drive Repeat Show presented by Summit Racing. Tonight's episode is the GASSER invasion, the GASSER extravaganza, the GASSER go get 'em. Let's jump into some J-Wire solutions here. This is when we're going to kick off the GASSER stuff right here. You guys ready? Hope everybody's ready backstage. J-Wire Solutions is the expert car and marine wiring solutions you can trust. J-Wire Solutions can wire and plumb your hot rod, your race car, or your drag and drive car, or your sand drags. Jay works on sand drags as well. Plus, they offer products to make your driving experience better, like the blinker module that is a must for all drag and drive cars. This module allows your rear turn signals to continue to function while your foot is on the brake, just like your stock daily driver does. Typical wiring harnesses do not provide for that. So this is kind of a neat deal. And Jay is nerdy enough that he can figure stuff out how to do that to where it's just a simple plug and play type deal. Let's jump into this. I want to bring Matt Donovan in first, because this dude is the reason this entire thing is happening. So Matt, introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are, and I'll show pictures of what you drive.
Matt Donovan. I drive 1938 Chevy Gasser, garbage that barf. Started out as a 41 Pontiac. We got protested, and we were told we need to change bodies, so we came up with the 38 Chevy, and the rest is history.
That's awesome, man. I love this thing. And garbage that barf, where'd you come up with that name?
So it was Brian Loans and David Freiberger at Indy on Drag Week. I think it was in 16. We rolled into the water box, and one of them said, "Man, that car looks like garbage," and the other one said, "Well, it barf." And I had about 50 friends texting me saying, "Man, they called your car garbage. They called your car garbage." And I was just kind of like, well, okay, well, whatever. Mm-hmm. So we watched the live feed on recording when we got to the hotel room at National Trail, and sure enough, they called it garbage that barf. So I went out, got some shoe polish, wrote it on the trunk lid, and we went through the water box at National Trail, and they lost it, and it just kind of stuck.
How cool, man. I love this thing. It is probably one of the loudest cars on the property anytime you're there, but it does the best wheelies, man.
Yeah, we're known to do some pretty good burnouts and wheelies, but it's about to get a little louder. We're going to make some changes with the headers. Ted Woodman, he gave me a set of larger primary Schoenfield headers. We're going to make a change over to that, and hopefully gain a little bit more power.
Nice.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
More power is all the better.
Exactly. I can't take any more weight out of the car. You know, I mean, we've lost about 30 pounds on the car in the last maybe 6 or 7 weeks. Wow. But I can't find any more place to take any weight out of it. So we gotta start building power.
Yeah, I mean, it's always easier to. The better way is to make more power. Don't necessarily lose weight. You just make more power.
Right. And the next step would be to just kind of totally ditch, either the frame or the doors or something. And I can't do any of that. So
yeah, no, you could go to smaller tires. Smaller tires, safe, but that's not fun.
we just finished a gear change, so we're gonna be
nice.
a heads up hustle, and we're gonna be really hoping that, man, I hate to say it, but we're already knocking at the 8-second door. So
Oh, man,
if
bring it
we can
on.
get into that bracket as a naturally aspirated gasser with a 1946 cast iron or whatever forged steel straight axle, I'm super happy.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about how that thing was built here in a minute, because we're going to do an entire portion of the show you guys are going to talk about your builds, because there's differing stuff on who solid axle, do you lift A arms, all that kind of stuff. So I want to have that conversation, but I want to have it in a few minutes. So
Sure.
I'm going to leave you on, and then
Okay.
we'll bring on Mike Heston as well, who drives several gassers. So Mike, same thing, man. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody. Tell us about the Fairlane, and then I think I've got the truck later on in photos as well.
Okay. I'm Mike Heston, Big Mike with the Bucket List Mob. How's it going, Matt?
Good. How are you doing, Mike?
Good, man. Yeah, this is our 65 Fairlane. This is when it was a small block. This was the first drag and drive that we attended in 2019, and we're kind of like joking around there. That's my dad and one of the guys that was riding with us, because we had not had any sleep. We got to this checkpoint at like 7 o'clock in the morning, so everybody's pretty exhausted in it. But that's our 65 Fairlane. It's a big block now. Working through some issues with it. We should have it ready for 6 Smokies. Yeah.
That's awesome. This car is one of my favorites, but the truck is definitely over the top for me. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Yeah. So what happened is we did Drag Week in 2019. That's when I met Matt too, and Jay and everybody that was so awesome. And then my dad had such a good time at Drag Week that we all the guys were like, okay, let's build Dad a race car. He's never had one. He loves gassers, and that was when we dug the truck out of a field and then redid the whole thing and built that truck with a small block originally that was in the Fairlane but turned into a tunnel ram. That's kind of like the standard position for that truck. Transmission out of it. It's a transmission killer.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
what is it? Just the angle that it's at? Is it what the?
No, you know what? We've been struggling with. We've been running AODs. Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
We've been running AODs. It's because it's something that I had, and then we recently changed over to C4, and we haven't had any trans problems since. So it really was reaching the limit of the AODs. The thing is, we're coming back with the Fairlane with an AOD in it again, just because the cost to put in another transmission. I mean, it's got a brand new. We did sick week in 2024, and it was just blowing right through the converter with the big block, and I spent a bunch of money on a converter with 501, and then we haven't been back since. So we haven't even been able to even try that converter, and we thought, you know what, this AOD that's been in the Fairlane, even though it's 900 horse, has survived all the drag weeks, and we've taken it apart and maybe have a little bit of wear on the overdrive band, but we haven't broken anything, knock on wood. So We're just going to go ahead and run the AOD, because you can't sell them. Nobody wants them. I mean, I've got like the unobtainium of AODs. It's got, if you were to try and build that setup today, you could buy an M&M transmission for what I got in that AOD. So
because everybody goes 400. You know what I mean? They're just like, if
Mm.
it's to that point, they're C6 or 400. I imagine.
Yep.
So
Yep.
for the change to the 3-speed, did you go down in gear or up in gear?
All of our cars have quick changes in them, so we can change the gear for the track, and then we throw a set of 330s in for the drive, and everything's good. So we can truck pretty well. We can haul pretty well on the road, and we get decent gas mileage. I mean, the Fairlane, the first year was like we had 4 guys in the car and probably 1,200 pounds of trailer with a small block and mechanical injection, and we got like 6.5. So I was pretty thrilled on the 85. I was pretty thrilled with that. When we went to the big block, it went to 3.5 until I started choking it back manually. Yeah, I was like, there's not enough gas stations between me and each checkpoint to even make it. So talked to some guys with some VWs that had some injected cars, mechanical injected. He said just pull the cutoff until it smooths out, and man, went from 3.5 to 5.5 even with the big block. So I can deal with that.
Yeah, wow, that's funny. 5.5, and he's excited.
Thrilled.
One guy we didn't think of. You said quick change, and made me think Wayne Baker. Somebody tag Wayne Baker in the comments.
Yeah,
Message.
He's abused them a lot worse than we are, I think.
Oh yeah. Didn't play around.
The oil coming out of the rear ends in his car is all sparkly every time.
Awesome. Well, let's get to our next person here. I want to bring in Mr. Jeremy Bonnett. I want to talk about this car real quick, the Last Penny. Mr. Jeremy, introduce yourself. Tell us the shop name that you're at, and then tell us about the car.
Jeremy Bonnett Race Cars. We build mostly nostalgia drag cars. Do a lot of cage work. Mostly now it's my son Jared does almost all the welding and stuff anymore. But we do a couple projects a year Right now I have a early Bronco in for a full restoration, which is kind of, I guess I probably shouldn't have took it, but at the time I just lost my job at a machine shop I worked at for 20 something years, shut down because of the owner retired. So I thought I was going to need a lot more work, and now I've bit off a little more than I can chew, I guess. So, but
Well, that's the way it goes, man.
yeah, the car, it's a 33 wheelies. Pulled it out of a friend of ours' garage. He had bought it a long time ago. He was going to redo it. He just got older and decided he couldn't do it, couldn't get in and out of it, couldn't fit. It's an old Chuck Finder's body. We got it. I should have just built a whole new chassis. We ended up stripping everything down. We ended up just using the 2 frame rails, which it had a tubular A-arm front end on it when I bought it. We got the cage done, and as soon as the cage was done, we knifed the front end off and made new frame rails for the front and put a whack axle underneath it. So pretty much every bit of fabrication was done in our shop. So
that's awesome. Yeah, this car's really cool to me because it's tiny. Like when you really get up next to it, it's small. But man, it's so nice. It is so nice. So great job on it.
Yeah, we're testing this weekend at Dragway 42 at the Rockin' Race. So we brought the front end up a little bit, took all the mufflers, running boards, all of that off. I got to try to stay lighter than Matt Donovan. So we got another 50 pounds off the car, or 50.
Well, that's what your blower's for. Your blower's to make up for the weight.
Yeah, but I only have it's only 400 inch. So it is a stock bore 400 with a 671 AFR heads. I tell everybody that the thing is it is really a street motor. Chris Straub hydraulic roller cam. It's got a glide in it from 501 and one of their converters. 9-inch from Quick. Max helps us out there a bunch. So for Sick Week this year, we put a 373 gear in it. So all of the wheelies and everything it was doing this year was with a 373 gear in it. So we were hoping to take a little bit of the starting line ratio out of it, and we were proven wrong on the first day, I guess. So
well, nothing like that. We sure did love the show it put on, though. That's for sure.
Yeah. Luckily, it didn't break anything, and we got it. Jared just tuned the wheelie out of it, and we kind of kept it at bay the rest of the week. So
nice. Well, next up we've got Mr. Jay Grabiak, who, if you guys don't know this guy, he's not scared to talk at all. So, Jay, same thing for you. Introduce yourself. Tell everybody what you got going on, man.
Well, my name's Jay Grabiak. I've got a 1955 Chevy Gasser. Obviously, that's why we're here, because of the Gassers. And so anyways, it's got a small block Chevy, naturally aspirated. I've owned the car for 20 years now. I bought the car off the ham. I had it listed back when the internet was basically getting started. Played tag with them, trying to get the car up from Texas. Anyways, so got it up here. It already had fiberglass doors and stuff on it. So the car was pretty light to begin with. And over the years, I've just made the car extremely lighter and lighter and lighter as I got fatter to offset the beer and chips that I eat. So people say, wouldn't it be easier to go on a diet? I found it was easier just to unbolt stuff. So so that's kind of where we're at with it. It runs an Oldsmobile the Oldsmobile rear end, and when I bought it, I tried to stay true to the form of a gasser in the early years, running the car around a 283 stick car. And then you just progressively get faster, and, things evolve, and you just keep modifying. So, it's just a great old car that as everybody does, they fall in love with their gassers. They're unique. You find your love for them as you drive them. It's a good combination. I don't know really how much more to tell you about it. I mean, it's just a good car. It's made a lot of laps. It's seen a lot of wheel stands. It's been a part of my life, like I said, for 20 years. From just street driving, I never intended it to be a full-blown race car. I own a bunch of cars, like we all do, and it's like I don't ever want to go full bore into a race car. Well, then that happens, and you start chasing numbers, and then you meet guys like these, everybody that's on the screen right now, and you know, you find your love for it, and everybody's chasing their own little goal. It's not really to beat one another. It's you know, every year you try to find something different. Like I want to peck away at this or that, and it's like Matt just said, and Mike and Jeremy, you take weight off it. What can I unbolt next? What can I do to speed it up? You know, maybe we don't want to totally revamp it. We'll just do some things. Like people would probably kill me. It was this car with perfectly good floor pans. I fit in a Gasser A class because it has tubular front bars coming out to the axles, and it has fiberglass doors, so I didn't fit. Well, I wasn't going to put steel doors on it and revamp the front, so I thought, screw it, lighten it up. Cut the perfectly good floors out of it to put aluminum panels in. You know, most guys would probably like, I'd love to have it, but I cut it in like 6 sections and put it up for the scrap guy. So
yeah.
You know, just over the years, things have evolved and been good, you know, so.
That's awesome. All right,
let's drill more holes. Drill more holes.
Yeah, drill more holes. So here's my plan. This first segment, I want to get everybody on here. So this is and then we'll start telling stories here in a second. So next up, I want to bring on Mr. Mike Finnegan and Tony Angelo, who are, I don't know where they're at. They're somewhere in, looks like somebody's, they're in a gas station parking lot here. So Mr. Mike, same thing for you. We've been doing, man. Tell us about this blasphemy and why and how it came about.
Man, it's raining here. It's really loud. I didn't hear what you said. I'm sorry.
I was just going to say,
in a gas station right now.
Oh man. Well, that's good. That's always good to be broke down somewhere on the side of the road. That's what this story's about tonight, is how bad stuff goes for you at Gassers. So tell us about Blasphemy.
Oh yeah. Blasphemy's fun. It's a 1955 Chevy Bel Air with a 528 cubic inch Gen II Chrysler Hemi in it and a stick shift. And it brakes a lot, and when it's not braking, it goes pretty fast. It's a lot of fun. I love that car.
And the one question we've kind of been asking everybody, we haven't asked everybody yet, but why? Why Blasphemy? Why a Gasser?
I fell in love with the movie 2-Lane Blacktop when I was a kid, and so I always wanted a 55 Chevy, and I just wanted to road trip it a lot. When I bought that car, it never occurred to me to go racing. But at the time, I worked at Hot Rod Magazine, and I got to go to Hot Rod Drag Week and just cover the stories of legend, you know, who were competing in that deal. And I'll never forget, I don't remember what year it was. It might have been like 2012, but Dave Schroeder had a primered gray 2-lane blacktop style 55 Chevy. Whoa, that was cool. And I ran into Schroeder and Hens in the side of the road somewhere, and they had eaten a cam lobe and a pair of lifters, and they tied them up and ran it on 7 cylinders to finish. And I thought, these are the coolest dudes I've ever seen in my life. I want to do what they're doing. And so all of a sudden, my street car, I just lost my mind and kept doing things to make it faster. And it's just ruined my life ever since, actually.
That's a good problem to have. That's a good problem to have. So I had heard somebody say that maybe Drag Week is the next event for you.
Yeah. That's kind of always been the goal, is like, in my opinion, that's the original. I don't know what it is about it, but that one I feel like brings out really good competition. Not that the other ones don't. It's just like, especially for gassers, like you got really fast guys that show up to that event in A and D gas that it don't always seem to show up to these other ones. Like I went and ran Stick at the Rock and Stick at the Green, and there was only 2 or 3 of us there in gassers. And so, but I know that if you, oh damn, that was another one.
He's gonna get electrocuted on the internet.
Wow. And so, I don't know what it is. Like, I keep showing up to events hoping there will be more gassers to go there. But it really looks like Drag Week and then Six Smokies are where the gassers are going this year. So my plan is to go to both of those and have fun.
That's awesome. That's what I was going to ask next is Six Smokies on the list? Because it sounds like most guys in this group here are going to do that same thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that deal, but the last I heard from Tom, there's like 80 gassers signed up. I didn't even know there were 80 gassers in the country. And so although my car is not set up for 8th mile, and I'm not even into 8th mile, I love 4th gear in Blasphemy. I love trying to go 160 in Blasphemy. I will go to that event because I want to go through the Smoky Mountains with 80 gassers. Like, I just think that's going to look and be the most fun ever, you know? So I'm in. You know, if it's in one piece, I'll be there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I completely agree. I think that's going to be absolutely wild. And like you're pulling from the Southeast Gassers home base. Like that whole series surely has some guys that can put it on the street.
Yeah, that one in particular interests me because like I've always wanted to go run with those guys, but their rules are so strict. Yeah. You'd have to throw away my whole car and start over.
Yeah.
And their rule set doesn't make it cheaper to run. I mean, the lengths they go to look period correct, it's outstanding. And they're faster than my car. A lot of those dudes, like I pay attention to them. I know they don't light the board, but I know a lot of those dudes are quicker than I run. So it's really interesting to me, the idea of them making their cars streetable and making that trip. Like I'm down to see it. I really am.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. All right, we got to keep adding folks to the screen here. Stay as long as you can safely. Don't get electrocuted tonight to be on this live stream.
Yeah, like, as long as so our problem right now is Tony Angelo bought an RV that somebody stripped down and reskinned in sheet metal, and it's like a doomsday machine. I'll show it to you real quick, and then you can boot me off if you want. But we're in a big metal box.
What is that?
Yeah, that's like a 77 Dodge motorhome that is now all steel, and we're in a big metal box in the middle of a lightning storm. So we may just hang out here at a gas station and get away from this thing while we BS with you guys.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's a little scary, man. I'll be honest with you. And well, you stay on as long as you want to, because if we can get that content, man, that's even better.
Hey, I'm here to help. You know, you guys get them numbers, okay?
All right, next up, I want to bring on Mr. Reggie Moore, who's been a friend of mine for a long time and drives one of the coolest. He calls it a hot rod. It truly is probably a hot rod in all the sense of the word. The organ grinder. This car has been all over the country. So, Mr. Reggie Moore, please introduce yourself. Tell us what's going on with the organ grinder.
Hey, y'all. It's hard to keep a straight face thinking about that RV back at that gas station right now. I say we keep the camera on and watch that thing blow.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just a 30 Model A. I'm still got the Model A frame underneath it even.
Wow.
Got a 454 in it and a Super T10 4-speed.
And does huge wheelies.
All right, let me find a hotel.
It used to. I haven't been able to do that much here lately, and I got some things changed around and fixed for Rocky Mountain the other day, and I kept bogging out of the hole, and I didn't have time to mess with it. We kept coming in late every day, so I'm gonna try to have it ready to go for Six Smokies also.
Nice.
And I apologize to all these guys. Jeremy's the only one that I've ever met in person, man. I wish I had talked to you guys along the way. I guess I stay into my own little tent or whatever all the time, but looking forward to meeting you guys in person here in a few weeks, couple of months, I guess.
Yeah, these dudes are going to, you guys are going to be good buddies after this tonight. We're going to spend some time together. The organ grinder is one of my favorites, mainly because you drive this thing everywhere. There's some photos later on that is your trip across the country. I mean, you drove this thing from Arkansas to California and back. So super cool.
That crazy thing's been on the beaches on both sides of the country. Man.
Wow.
That one picture on the beach is there at Florida for a Sick Week event, and the other one is when we went out there to Formosa and Ventura back in November for the SEMA show. So hit both beaches.
That is too cool, man. Well, last up here, I want to bring on Mr. Rob Lipinski, who's one of the first folks I met on Drag Drive and is one of the coolest dudes that you guys are going to meet that's out there. Rob, same thing for you, man. Introduce yourself, tell everybody about this car.
Hey, Rob Lipinski, Colorado. Got the old Yeller Gasser that's in the middle of an identity crisis right now because it's not very yellow.
No, it's not old Yeller anymore. It's black and white and badass.
Yeah, huh? It still identifies as yellow. It says across the deck lid, so. But yeah, that's my old 54. My great grandparents bought that car new, and I've had it since a little before high school and drove it all through high school, and it's definitely gone through a lot of changes in its life. Went from a 235 inline six car to small block car to Pro Street at one point, and then turboed LS gasser. And hey, it's been all over the map.
Right.
Now it's got a blown big block in it.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's got a big block and like a traditional gasser build in it now, right? Because the rules for Mega Week were that you had to kind of, put it back together a little bit differently than what you had it. So I was excited to see that, but that didn't happen. Dang it.
No, didn't make it there. First, we were supposed to be at Sick Week with it. Weren't ready for that. Keep plucking away at it and decides, like, why rush stuff at this point? Going through everything. It's that good old bad saying of, well, while it's apart, why don't don't we do this? And it just keeps snowballing.
Yeah.
So while I was in there,
Oh yeah.
while I'm in here,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that gets everybody. That's a
Oh yeah.
man, that should be a shirt.
So yeah, the car now, there's not one wire that was in it before. That's pretty much been gone through one end to the other now. So
Wow.
now we'll fit everybody else's rules a little bit better for all the gasser classes. So go out and have fun in more places.
Right. I think that's what I'm most excited about this conversation tonight is to kind of get an idea of like how you guys make these things street worthy, dude. Like you build a car that, I mean, should be outdated. It should be outdated. It should not work as well as they do. And you guys go out and keep sending them, man. I love it. Sorry, we'll bring Jay back in here. He keeps leaving us. I don't know what he's got going on there.
Even the party.
Now he's frozen. All right. So that kind of gets us started. That kind of gives everybody an idea of who these guys are, what they drive, kind of how everything goes from there, right? Like we have seen the cars now. So I want to say thanks to J-Wire Solutions for his support of the channel. I want to flip over and I want to go to the next segment here because I want to talk about why, what build goes into all this stuff, like how someone can build their car to do all of this. So, Mr. Eric, will you read us the Molly Motorsports ad read there? So guys, thank you so much for being our race car friends. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Thank you for hitting the share button because this could possibly be one of our biggest shows that we've ever had as far as guest count wise, for sure. And then, while you're in there, again, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button if you're new here. We appreciate that. And thank you so much to our sponsors for being a huge part of this program. Without them, we can't do this. So if you're trying to do some shopping for those car parts, make sure you hit them up. Summit Racing, Deechworks, Molly Motorsports, Driven Racing Oil, Howard's Cams, J-Wire Solutions, Performer Built Transmissions, Car Change 3D, WAF Racing, Power Tube TV, Sweet Patina, and Racing Junk Classifieds. You guys, you got to hit those folks up. Whenever you're looking for some stuff